Welcome to my channel. My name is Josh Parks-Stanford.
And I'm Alicia.
And today we're reading chapter
3 and 4.
No, chapter 4 and 5.
Oh yeah, chapter 4 and 5. I forgot. I'm sorry. Okay, chapter 4 and 5 we're reading.
Yeah, chapter 4 and 5. Let's get this party started.
4. Cain and Abel. Now Adam had sexual relations with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant. When she gave birth to Cain, she said, "With the Lord's help, I have produced a man." Later, she gave birth to his brother and named him Abel. When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd, while Cain cultivated the ground. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to the Lord. Abel also brought a gift, the best portions of the firstborn lambs from his flock. The Lord accepted Abel and his gift, but he did not accept Cain and his gift. This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected. "Why are you so angry?" the Lord asked Cain. "Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you. But you must subdue it and be its master." One day, Cain suggested to his brother, "Let's go out into the fields." And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, "Where is your brother? Where is Abel?" "I don't know," Cain responded. "Am I my brother's guardian?" But the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground yield good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth." Cain replied to the Lord, "My punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land and from your presence. You have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me." The Lord replied, "No, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. So Cain left the Lord's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden.
All right, so that was chapter
4.
4. And yeah.
So let's unpack this a little bit.
Thank
so
you.
first, Eve got pregnant. She had Cain, and then she had Abel as well. And then we saw that jobs were introduced, and they both had their own set of skills. And that just demonstrates that we all have our God-given skills. And so, so it's just like everybody's not the same, and every job is important. That's something that I feel like that justifies me a lot, just to think that like every job is important. Everybody has different skills and different skill sets. And so you use those skills to provide gifts to God and to provide him the glory and to show him kind of like, thank you for this, and this is my sacrifice to you. So they demonstrated that. We also saw that some feelings were involved. Obviously the love between Adam and Eve, and they had a baby. But then you also see that Cain's anger, because his gift was not accepted from God. And so those type of feelings, and God warned him that the threat would be like sin, and so sin would overpower you, and you would let it take over your life if you don't get rid of that anger. And he decided not to get rid of that anger, and he did end up committing I wouldn't say the first sin, but the first sin on earth, because when they were in paradise. Obviously, Adam and Eve ate the fruit, but the first sin on earth would be that Cain killed Abel.
Yeah, I thought they were already on earth.
No, they were in paradise. They were in heaven before they got banished.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right. So,
Okay.
yeah. So then Cain killed Abel, and we got introduced to sin. And yeah, you want to say anything about that? I know.
No.
Okay.
Let's just move on to the next verse.
I was gonna say one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that God knew that Cain killed Abel, so it's like even when you do bad, God will convict you in that wrong, in that state of like, okay, what did I just do? What just happened? So God knew that he did it. He still asked him, just so that he can see if he would tell him the truth and be open and honest with him. But he didn't use that to be open and honest, and as a result, he was banished and he was cursed, and he felt like. Cain felt like his punishment was too hard to bear for him. So what God did was, after he cried out to him and said, God, this is too much. People are going to hurt me. People are going to do this. People are going to do that. God still showed mercy. Even though he had sinned and he killed his brother and God had punished him for that, he still showed mercy and he said, no one else will hurt you besides, the sin, like the me doing that to you. So he still showed mercy even though he wronged him. So that I noticed.
So almost the same story, just different people. They both try to lie to God. They didn't do it. And God already knows everything. And yeah. Anything else you want to add? Sure. Okay. On to chapter number 5. I think. Yeah, 5.
The descendants of Cain.
Okay.
Cain had sexual relations with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Then Cain founded a city which he named Enoch after his son. Enoch had a son named Irad. Irad became the father of Mehujael. Mehujael became the father of Methushael. Methushael became the father of Lamech. Lamech married 2 women. The first was named Ida, and the second was Zillah. Ida gave birth to Jabal, who was the first of those who raise livestock and live in tents. His brother's name was Jubal, the first of all who play the harp and flute. Lamech's other wife, Zillah, gave birth to a son named Tubal-Cain. He became an expert in forging tools of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain had a sister named Naamah. One day Lamech said to his wives, Ida and Zillah, hear my voice. Listen to me, you wives of Lamech. I have killed a man who attacked me, a young man who wounded me. If someone who kills Cain is punished 7 times, then the one who kills me will be punished 77 times. The birth of Seth. Adam had sexual relations with his wife again, and she gave birth to another son. She named him Seth, for she said, God has granted me another son in place of Abel, whom Cain killed. When Seth grew up, he had a son and named him Enosh. At that time, people first began to worship the Lord by name.
Okay, so we're screwed up. We got 2 different versions, and I don't know the chapter didn't end until 5. We were still in chapter 4.
You stopped it.
Well, I thought it was chapter. I thought
It's
it was
your fault.
okay. I know it's my fault. Okay, well, let's just go over that portion we missed. What you get out of that portion?
Cain got married, and he didn't allow his sin to stop him from reproducing and to stop at least trying to be better in the future.
Yeah.
And then we also see that 2 wives are introduced for one of the people in the story. And that's just more of a history thing. It was back then, it was common for people to have more than 1 wife. In some instances, there were people that had 1 wife. Adam and Eve were just married to each other, but you can see that you start to see that the culture was a little bit different. And they had 2 wives in some cases, or multiple wives. Anyways,
All right.
so we read chapter 4 today
Yep.
of Genesis. Like and subscribe to his YouTube channel. And
We gonna say okay. We say
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Okay.
and make sure you turn your post notifications on. And
Okay.
also, my Instagram is JIFE247. Please follow my account. Like this video.
Why don't you just post my link on your
No.
page? That way, go to my Instagram. I mean, my YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. like you make it like way more complicated. Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, life's a journey.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So
To
that's
do
all
the
for
impossible.
so that's all for today. And
See, made new. Okay, thank you. Peace.